Oh, yes.
On FM
Freeview Digital Radio.
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Oh, man. It's a busy show. Really is going to be busy. So, when was the last time you were told off by a teacher that that's a phone-in for adults only, please? And the lady with the dog in the pram, that's animal cruelty, isn't it? 03453 009956. We'll discuss that and more after the latest news. Here's Phil Chum.
The Foreign Secretary has defended the government's decision to advise all British tourists to leave Tunisia. Thousands of Britons are expected to fly home in the next few days after the Foreign Office changed its travel advice on visiting the country and said another terrorist attack there was likely. It's 2 weeks since 38 people were shot dead by a gunman in the resort of Sousse. Mr Hammond explained the change.
We now have a much better picture of the emerging scale of the threat, as well as a much better understanding of the mitigations that the Tunisians have put in place. And we have had to make the decision that it is too big a risk to continue allowing British tourists to travel in Tunisia.
The comedian Freddie Starr has lost his defamation claim against a woman who said he groped her when she was 15 at a Jimmy Savile television show 41 years ago. Freddie Starr, who's 72, rejected the allegation, but Mr Justice Nicholl dismissed the comedian's claims for slander and libel at the High Court in London. The judge said the woman had proved the truth of her allegations and awarded costs against the entertainer. The government is to give developers automatic planning permission to build on many brownfield sites in England. Ministers say the rules need to be relaxed to encourage more house building. They also say that easing the planning system is part of a drive to boost the productivity of British workers, which lags behind other leading nations. Bromsgrove MP and Business Secretary Sajid Javid says this will benefit the wider economy.
Productivity has been a long-running problem for Britain. Since 2010, we've rescued the economy. It's growing faster than any other major advanced nation, but we still have this long-running productivity problem, and that's the output per worker. And what we're setting out today are a set of measures. One of those measures, but there's many more, are around planning.
A Tamworth pensioner says she feels let down because no one supported her petition to make shops let her take her dog inside in a pram. Dorothy Chinnock has a bichon free called Jessie, but the 70-year-old says Jessie's got a poorly leg and prams should be allowed. So she started a petition but hasn't got enough support.
There are food shops, I will admit, but when a dog is in a pram, she's not doing any harm. It's when a dog is walking on the floor.
And you can see a photo of Jessie in her pram being pushed by Dorothy by going to the BBC WM Facebook page, as well as the local live section of our website at bbc.co.uk/Birmingham. A Tamworth couple have won over £5 million on the lottery. Dawn and Malcolm Bosworth discovered they'd won the lotto jackpot when they were on holiday in Egypt. They have 4 daughters and 10 grandchildren. Dawn, who works in a factory, and Malcolm, who's a loading bay operative, had decided to give up work and start a lifetime of holidays. Taking a look at the cricket now, England have the upper hand on day 3 of the first Ashes test in Cardiff. They are currently 35 for 2 in their second innings, leading by 165 runs with 8 wickets remaining. Looking at the weather now, sunny and warm today, highs of 25 Celsius, 77 Fahrenheit, cloudier with some rain tonight with lows of 14 Celsius, 57 Fahrenheit. That's your news for the West Midlands. It's 3 minutes past 2.
Friday afternoons with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Afternoon, guys. It just dawned on me I've not applied deodorant for 3 days. Flipping it, I know. I just caught a whiff of myself. I thought, who's that stinky? Oh, it's me. I smell. It's that thing of that I run out of deodorant, and then it's not really a priority to go and get any more. There's the first question. What's the smelliest you've been? Second question, the longest you've been without deodorant. Some people never use the deodorant. Ugh. Those people are called perverts. What's that? There's a thing you can get. Oh, a bit windy, Pops, excuse me. Got quite a bad headache, so I chugged down a cup of coffee, a big bar of chocolate, and for the first time in literally 30 years, my first fish finger sandwich. I've not had a fish finger sandwich since I was 12. I had one today. Nice. Anyway, you can get these things, right, instead of deodorant, they're rocks. You get like a rock. It's like a special rock, and you rub it under your armpits, and it stops you smelling. I mean, sounds to me like complete and utter nonsense, if I'm honest. 03453 00 9956 is the telephone number if you want to give me a call. 81333. Start your text. Where are we here today? WM. That's it, guys. That's where we are. When was the last time you were told off by a teacher? That's only open to adults, please. I got told off this week because I went on the school trip with my 5-year-old and I was being naughtier than the kids. I got told off twice. Once, because as soon as we got on the bus, I kept going, "Are we nearly there yet?" And we went to a place called Woolly Furs. I made the mistake of telling my 5-year-old son, "Well, that sounds like Willy Furs." It spread like wildfire. Marky Mark, that Dorothy Chinnock woman, get her phone number. Let's get her on the show. I want to speak to her about her dog in a pram. 03453 00 9956 is the phone number. Kimberly, are you there? Oh, blimey, my computer. How do we get Kimberly onto a line? Let's get Kimberly onto a line because this really will be an excellent way, guys, an excellent way to start the show. Kimberly, hello?
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 Good afternoon.
Are you there? Is she on a line? Can I speak to her? But she doesn't look like she's on a line on my screen. She's on a line. Hello, Kimberly. Nope, she's not on that line. Hello, Kimberly. Oh, none of my things are set. This is what happens when you don't come down at the start of the show, Marky Mark. Set everything up. Come on, guys, please. Ah, dearie me. If only I knew how to work the system. Well, contract renewal's coming up. I think we know the answer now, guys. I think we know the answer now. Oh, there we go. Kimberly.
Good afternoon.
Well, it's been great working here. Thanks very much.
Yeah. You want about when you got told off?
Yes, by a teacher, but when you was an adult.
I got told off actually yesterday at Drayton Manor.
What happened?
Well, they had loads of school kids in, and I was making them scared on the ride.
Who were you making scared? The children?
Yeah.
What were you doing to the children to terrify them?
Just saying, I said to the one, is that screw just popped out of the...
Oh, Kimberly, I don't know if you remember, but about 4 or 5 weeks ago, there was quite a bad accident on a blooming fairground ride.
No, it makes your day more interesting when you wind the kids up.
It makes your day more interesting, terrifying children? What are you, the child catcher? Were you with these children?
No, but I always do it to the kids on the fair.
So hang on a minute. You just go to fairs on your own?
No, I was with my friends.
Oh, OK. So you and a group of old women go to...
Old women.
Well, how old are you? 42?
No, we're in our 30s.
OK. 38. So you and a group of 38-year-olds go to fairgrounds and terrify children?
No, just wind them up because they wind us up.
How old were those kids?
Teenagers.
Oh, in that case, it's fair enough, isn't it?
What? It's a good day out when you wind the kids up on the fair.
Well, we don't condone that here at the BBC, but I can understand why you enjoy it. What did the teacher say to you? Stop being an idiot.
Yeah, she said you shouldn't scare them like that.
She is right, technically, isn't she?
It's fun. It's brilliant.
OK, well, technically she's right. You shouldn't scare children.
No.
But,
OK. Part of the fun.
Kimberly, I had an argument with a friend this weekend, this week just gone, and I wonder if you could settle it for me, right? What's heavier, a ton of bricks or a ton of feathers?
They're both the same.
Well, no.
What?
That's what he said.
Well, they are.
Well, they're not.
Why aren't they?
Well, because, OK, what would you rather have fall on you? A ton of bricks or a ton of feathers?
A ton's a ton.
Which one of those would you rather have fall on you?
Feathers, but because it's not going to hurt.
So you'd rather have the ton of bricks. So therefore, that means that ipso facto, the ton of bricks is heavier.
No, it's not. Ton's a ton.
Let's work from this. Let's go back a bit, Kimberly, because you're wrong on this.
I'm not. A ton is a ton.
You're wrong on this.
Okay.
What is heavier, one brick or one feather?
One brick.
Okay. What is heavier, 2 bricks or 2 feathers?
The 2 bricks, but they're both the same.
Okay. What is heavier, 3 bricks or 3 feathers?
3 bricks.
Okay. What is heavier,
Oh.
1 ton of bricks or 1 ton of feathers?
They're both the same.
How can they be the same, Kimberly? One consists of bricks, one consists of feathers.
I'm going now because you're aggravating
You're
me.
getting right on my wick.
Okay, then, good night.
Ta-ta. Oh, there's a good night. We'll have that, please. Paul!
Oh, good afternoon, Iain.
Can I just say, you can't go on and bother school trips and frighten the children, even if they are teenagers. What an outrageous thing to do.
Yeah, I agree fully, especially after recent.
Yeah, exactly. You're not in the Star today.
Oh, no, I might be in tomorrow.
Every time I get a copy of the Daily Star, the first thing I do now is look for pub lunch in the text section. The text section.
Mate.
Never mind. What
How you doing, right?
Paul, do you know what? I'm not doing brilliantly. I've just stopped taking some pills and my head's gone cuckoo. I'm all over the place. Honestly, I can't see properly. I've got a blinding headache. My timing is all off. It's, it's outrageous.
It was a good start to the show there, yeah? Very good start to the show.
The car crash, was beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, I've just been procrastinating about life. And,
gosh.
My ex-girlfriend, if I do remember rightly, she was really good looking. She never used deodorant, mate. And oh my days. Brilliant looking bird. Stung to high heaven, mate.
And isn't that the thing? Because we've all been out with beautiful people. Well, not all of us. We're not all as good looking as you and I are, Paul.
Yeah,
but sometimes the personal hygiene, and you just get you're going for the kiss, and there's a little bit of a whiff, and it's no good, is it? And it's not, it happens to girls. It happens to. There must be more stinky men than there are stinky girls.
Especially when she festered overnight, and the next morning it was pretty unbearable. So that didn't last long at all, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm sure she still regrets the day that Paul from Erdington slipped through her stinky fingers.
Yeah, well, we all move on in life. I'm sorted now. Got a lovely woman and a lovely kid.
And that, Paul, is lovely. Terry, we'll speak to you, then we'll play some music. What have you got for us, Tel?
Well, I think Scary Mary. Oh, sorry, Kimberly should be put in a wheelchair.
What?
Pushchair.
Shall we start again, Terry?
Yeah.
Let's go to... Terry was going to speak to you, then we're going to play a song. What you got for us, Tel?
I think Scary Mary, sorry, Kimberly, should be put in a pushchair.
Oh. Like the lady got a dog in a pushchair.
Well, is the dog ill?
Well, this is the story, and this is brilliant. It's on the BBC WM Facebook page, right?
Yeah.
And she was just in the news. Dorothy Chinnock from Tamworth has got a dog in a pram. She thinks she should be allowed to push the pram into shops.
Oh, no, not in a food store, no.
No. The only dogs that are allowed in food stores are...
Guide dogs.
Guide dogs and the littlest hobo if he's solving a crime. Those are the only two groups of dogs that are allowed in food stores.
Well, I wouldn't say. I mean, we don't like our Nico. He goes in another room while we're eating.
Yeah.
And then he has his tidbits afterwards.
He has his what?
He has his little bits afterwards.
Oh, I see.
His...
Steady.
His share.
Oh, he has share. Nice. I mean, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, try putting him in a wheelchair. He screamed the place down. Pushchair. I've got wheelchair on the right.
Terry, you're obsessed with them, for goodness sakes, man. Stay there, John.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. And how can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my word. How can I, when you won't take it from me? You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way.
music.
This is The Who. Won't get all yet.
Dog 2. Woof woof.
You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. Another lonely day. You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day.
Afternoon, guys. 03453 009956. In a second, we'll be speaking to Dorothy Chinook. You heard her in the news bulletin. She's furious that shops won't let her take her pram into shops. The pram does have a dog in it. I'd love your thoughts on this. 03453 009956.
BBC WM is getting out of the studio.
For the people of Tamworth themselves, what they call Tamworthians are lovely.
10 weeks, 10 places, your stories.
This is your WM in Tamworth. More listeners have turned up. It's so exciting.
Birmingham, Sutton Coldfield, Redditch, Wolverhampton, Stourbridge, Dudley, Solihull and Walsall. We want to hear about the stories that matter to you.
You obviously love WM.
I do, I listen to it all the time, especially the sport.
Your WM. Today, live in Tamworth.
Okay, so this is a story I kind of stumbled on. It was on the WM Facebook page, which is a groovy place to hang out, kids. It's hip. Does that sell it enough? Did I make that sound street enough? Kids don't use Facebook anymore, do they? Kids have turned away from Facebook because they think it's just full of old people, because it's all their parents and their grandparents are on it. Kids are using, I don't know what they're using this today, Qbert or something. Anyway, so there's a story on there, picture of a lady called Dorothy Chinook, and she's on the line. Let's get her to tell the story. Good afternoon, Dorothy.
Good afternoon.
You are, I heard you in the bulletin, you're upset because certain shops won't allow you to take your pram into the shops.
That's correct.
Why do you want, tell us why you don't want, why you want to take a pram into shops.
Because I have all my shops in Tamworth and I've been there most of my life with the shops every day.
Yep.
Well, most days.
Yeah.
But I'm upset about that I can't go in them. And I'm not leaving my dog outside like they want me to.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Because in that there he is. In that pram, it's not a baby, it's a doggy.
I know it's a doggy, yes, but it's my doggy. She's a Bichon Frise, and she's only 5.
Yes.
And she suffers with a bad leg because I rescued her.
Oh dear, bless her.
So,
What's her name, Dorothy? Do you mind telling us?
Jessie.
Jessie.
Yes.
And is that Jessie in the background I can hear?
Yes.
Hello, Jessie.
Hello, Jessie. Are you going to talk? Jessie? Who's coming? Yes.
There we go. There's Jessie. Dorothy. Now, what has happened? So you.
That's my husband coming in now. That's why Jessie barks.
Oh, okay. Jessie doesn't like your husband.
She likes him.
Oh, she
yes,
does. She does like him.
me.
Does your husband like Jessie?
Yes,
Okay.
he does.
Now, here's the thing, Dorothy. I'm a cat person, right? But
You're a cat person.
well,
Uh-oh.
I'm kind of thinking of maybe getting a dog.
Yes, but be careful, like I said, because if you ever come to Tamworth,
Yeah.
you've got no chance of shopping or anything like that, because they won't let her in.
Yeah.
I mean, she's half asleep when I take her in, and I get a lot of food for me and my husband, and I live in the bungalow. And we don't bother with anybody else, and only my friends that I meet and have a cup of tea in the cafe in Tamworth.
Now, you know the reason, don't you, Dorothy, why the shops won't let you take Jessie into them, don't you?
Yes, well, what people have told me, yes, is the reason. I understand that, but...
It's unhygienic, isn't it, is the argument?
Yes, it is unhygienic, they're saying, yes.
Do you agree with that or not?
I don't know.
No. I mean, I'm sure Jessie's a very clean doggy.
She is. She's no bother. She's a beautiful dog, and everybody in town loves her because that's the town I've been in for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you leave Jessie outside the shop just when you popped in to get your groceries?
BBC asked me that.
Yeah.
The reason why is because she would be snatched. I'm not risking that. No way at all.
Who would snatch her?
Well, everybody loves her in town.
Yeah.
Believe me, everybody does love her.
Well, if everyone loved her, because I want to try and find a way that we can make this work, because I know, but we love our pets, and for those who don't have pets, they don't realise, do they, Dorothy, that they are they're part of our family, aren't they?
They are, of course. She's my life.
Yep. If everybody loves her so much, then surely the whole of Tamworth would be keeping an eye out for her. And if they saw anybody snatching your Jessie that wasn't you, then they'd step in, wouldn't they, and help?
I don't know. I can't take the chance. I mean, I take her on the buses in the pram.
Yep.
They don't mind.
Yep.
They welcome me on the bus.
Buses, you're allowed to take dogs, yeah.
And she loves that. And,
Oh, blimey,
but I
she was
would not-
loud. Yeah.
I would not leave her outside. No way.
How
Why
about-
should I?
Well, because it's I don't know if it's the law or not, but it's just imagine if everyone took their dogs in. Because you get some dogs are nice, but you get some horrible stinky dogs.
Yeah, but the dogs don't go in. Only one's going in one shop I know about now, and they haven't said anything about that dog. But I'm not bothered about that.
Dorothy,
I'm
let me-
bothered about the reason.
Let me go. We're going to go stay there. I want to bring in a caller from Oldbury, a local shopkeeper, Ranjit.
Hiya, mate, you're right.
Yeah, you've got a shop.
I have, yes.
Could Dorothy bring her dog in a pram into your shop?
Not really, no, sorry.
Why?
Because I sell food, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we let guide dogs in. We haven't got a problem with guide
Well, and
dogs.
also that's the law.
That's the law, yeah? Now, can you imagine you just having a bag of chips or a tray of chips and a hair...
Or a Savoy.
Or a nice soft Savoy.
Or a
yeah?
lovely pickled egg and
Or a
some mushy
pickled egg
peas.
Or anything, yeah?
Yeah, anything like that. A
And
Ginsters.
this lovely little dog, yeah?
Yeah.
Its hair flies off onto your food, yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to say to me, can I have my money back or can you change that?
Yep.
So is this lady prepared to pay for that meal?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, come on. Are you prepared to pay for that meal?
No, if I can't go in the shop, no. But my little dog, Jessie, it doesn't molt. She doesn't have
So
any hair at all.
Dorothy, your little Jessie doesn't shed any hair at all.
No, not when she's caught. She doesn't molt at all.
Do you
my
trim? Do you
dog
trim your
doesn't.
Jessie?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, look, even if she trims her Jessie, yeah, still some hair can still fly off, yeah? So basically, the question I asked was, if one of Jessie's hairs flew into somebody else's meal, is she prepared to pay for that meal? Are you prepared, darling? Dorothy?
Would you buy darling Dorothy? Would you buy someone a chip supper, a fish supper, if your Jessie molted onto their Savoy?
No.
No.
No, so why should I, as a shop owner then, Dorothy, have to absorb that loss? Can you explain that?
Well, you'd never get anything from Jessie because she's in a pram.
Her Jessie doesn't molt, Ranjit.
I'm sympathising.
Come on, the thing is, right?
Listen, whether they're molting or not,
Right.
yeah?
Ranjit,
Her
listen.
hair can still fly off.
Ranjit, I can see a picture of Dorothy, right? Dorothy looks delightful. She's not a threat. I can see her Jessie as well. And her Jessie is quite small and tidy and looks...
hairy.
Well, she looks like... No, it's not that hairy. She looks lovely, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to... They're not your scumbags with their Rottweilers and their staffies. It's a beautiful little doggy.
Ian, where do you you draw the line, mate? Where do you draw the line?
You draw the line just past Jessie. So Jessie comes in and then you draw the
No,
line.
no.
Draw the line there. Come on. She's got a bad leg.
No, look, she's got a bad leg, yeah. I really do sympathise with her and everything. But the thing is, there's environments where she can go and there's environments where she can't go. And it's simple as that. I've been
All right.
listening to this story all morning on
Yeah.
your mate's show this morning, yeah? That's when it was first highlighted.
All right.
Right? So I'm afraid if she
Okay.
had to come into my shop, I would have to say,
All right.
excuse me, madam, can you take your Jessie out?
Ranjit, thank you very much. So Ranjit doesn't want to even see your Jessie, Dorothy, whether it's trim or not. I tell you what we're going to do, Dorothy. Keep listening.
Can I just tell you something?
Of course you can, my dear. Go on.
I do go in one shop, and it's a farm food shop, and they have
Beautiful.
not complained about me
All right.
whatsoever for years.
Dorothy, listen. We're going to keep listening to the show. 03453. John, I'm really sorry. You've been waiting for ages. I'll have to come to you after the news at past. My apologies. 03453 009956. You've heard Dorothy's story. Well, whose side are you on? If you had a shop, would you like to see her Jessie, or would you ban her Jessie? Mental as anything. That's the band. Sorry, that's the band.
Let's live it up.
03453 009956 is the phone number. Told you my head is all over the shop today. I'm going to be keep missing my timings and my cues. Bear with me and thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard the story there. Should she be allowed to get her Jessie out in shops? 03453 009956.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Phil Peacock.
There's slow-moving traffic on the southbound side of the M6 from junction 11 at Cannock down to junction 8 for the M5. There's also queues on the northbound M5 and the link road to the M6 North carriageway. Delays start from junction 1 at West Brom. Got some delays at Tamworth as well on the northbound side of the A5 as you head from the Dordon area towards the M42 junction 10 Island. It's because of restrictions and temporary traffic lights on that carriageway causing those delays. Not looking too bad on the M42 in either direction. Traffic also appears to be moving well on the southbound side of the M5, but if you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Also, when have you been told off by a teacher as an adult? And a ton of bricks versus a ton of feathers. I had a massive argument with my friend who's an idiot. Obviously, the ton of bricks is heavier. 03453 009956. Let's get the news. Here's Phil.
The Foreign Secretary has defended the government's decision to advise all British tourists to leave Tunisia. Thousands of Britons are expected to fly home in the next few days after the Foreign Office changed its travel advice on visiting the country and said another terrorist attack there was likely. The comedian Freddie Starr has lost his defamation claim against the woman who said he groped her when she was 15 at a Jimmy Savile television show 41 years ago. Freddie Starr, who's 72, rejected the allegation, but Mr Justice Nicholl dismissed the comedian's claims for slander and libel at the High Court in London. A Tamworth pensioner says she feels let down because no one supported her petition to make shops let her take her dog inside in a pram. Dorothy Shinnock has a Bichon Frise called Jessie, but the 70-year-old says Jessie's got a poorly leg and prams should be allowed. In cricket, England are maintaining their upper hand on day 3 of the first Ashes test in Cardiff. They are currently 73 for 3 in their second innings, leading by 195 runs with 7 wickets remaining. Looking at the weather, sunny and warm today, highs of 25 Celsius, 77 Fahrenheit. That's your news and sport for the West Midlands. It's 2:31.
On FM, Freeview, digital radio, and online.
BBC WM 95.6.
OK, thank you, Phil. So we heard Dorothy's story, her Jessie. If you want to see what her Jessie looks like, there is a picture of it on the WM Facebook page. Go and have a look. Should she be allowed to take that into shops in a pram? It's not one. It's not a Rottweiler. It's not what's the dog du jour? A Staffy. 03453 009956. Also, other ways of transporting pets. The worst thing I have to do is put my cat in those boxes to take them to the vet. You know the plastic like picnic baskets. Shoving the cat in there is it breaks my heart. John, you've been waiting for ages. I'm really sorry,
Hello,
John.
Ian, all right, mate.
What you got for us, fella?
You're talking about animals in prams, etc.
Yeah.
When I moved down to Sheldon 30 years ago, we had an elderly lady down here who was 75 at the time, so she'll be 105 now.
Oh, blimey.
She was affectionately known as Donut, lovely lady.
Donut?
And she was,
Why?
Probably because she enjoyed donuts, I suppose. But she was born in Portsmouth.
Yes.
Around the time of just before the First World War.
Yes.
And the only entertainment, because they got no money, the only entertainment she used to have was to dress her cat up and put it in the pram and push it round the streets of Portsmouth, and the cat loved it.
Oh. Well, hang on a minute. How do you know the cat loved it?
Well, she told us.
Well, yeah.
She was an honest lady.
Donut was an honest lady.
But we had when I used to come on the Boyden show on Radio WM, we had another lady who used to come on, and I hope she's still alive. Her name was Dot, lived in Erdington. She had a daughter who was blind.
Yes.
And she had to pawn all her jewellery to pay for an operation for her cat. The cat had a leg amputated. And every time I come on the radio, she followed me. She says, he's been on, ain't he? Every time my cat hears him, he cocks his leg up the cooker. And boy says, does he do anything? She says, yeah, every time he hears his voice, he has a piddle up the cooker.
What, your voice?
Yeah.
You can make a cat with only 3 legs wee?
Yeah, well, stand on the one leg, and he didn't have to cock the leg up, did he?
Listen, I don't know if you've seen the last few series of Britain's Got Talent, but they are really desperate.
Yeah.
You could get through to the final with that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very well, it's not necessarily a compliment.
But I haven't got any animals myself. But I was going to get married until the last minute, and I had to pull out because I realised she was a bitch. So,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. Apologies if anybody was offended, of course. 03453 009956. Chris is in Walsall. Good afternoon, Chris.
Hello, Ian. You all right, mate?
I'm all right. Dorothy has confused me because when I saw the story, I was dead against it. I thought, no, that is a nonsense. But having spoken to her, she sounds delightful, and I bet her Jessie's gorgeous.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it's discombobulated me as well.
Yeah?
What she's going on about.
By the way, 5 points for that.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I agree with Rangers. It shouldn't be allowed.
Oh.
Because if it scratches one of its little lodgers, its fleas or anything, could jump off anywhere.
Yeah, but
So-
it's in a pram, mate.
Well,
so
if
you
it's in a-
seen how dirty some babies are?
Well, they're not banned from shops, though, are
No,
they?
well, they should ban... Well, if they're going to ban dogs, why don't they ban babies from shops?
Well, exactly, yeah. Anything dirty or anything like that, chuck them out. Sling them out.
Hang on, stay there. Simon?
Hello.
Hello, Simon. Do you agree with Chris that this Jessie should be banned?
No.
Go on, tell him why.
Why? Because there's nothing wrong with it. What is it? It's not like it's a big, massive, hairy, great big German Shepherd or something like that that's molting here, there, and everywhere. It's a little doggy in a little pram.
Chris, it's a little doggy in a little...
white hairs all over the place. All right, you go into a chip shop, right? Or you go into another food place. Right, how many chip shops do you go in where none of them have got hair nets on? Right, the blokes serving the chip shop have got big hairy arms. Right, what, they're not covered up. And you've got more chance of getting one of them in your chips than you have a little dog's hair. Yeah, but if you see something like that in your chips, you ask for another portion, don't you? And it's up to them to replace it.
Hang on. If I saw something like that in my chips, I wouldn't ask for another portion. I'd ask for my money back and where the next
Exactly,
nearest
yeah.
chip shop was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go try a second one.
But no, are we still on about Rangers on this? Sorry? Are we still on about Rangers chip shop on this one? I don't know.
Come on, because Simon, you're right. When I read this story, I thought, oh, what a load of rubbish. Of course you shouldn't be allowed to take Jessie into shops. But having seen the Jessie and knowing that she keeps it quite tightly trimmed and it doesn't shed hair... and
a nicely trimmed Jessie.
Yeah, and having seen the pictures and having spoken to her, she's not a lunatic. She's not one of those nut jobs that, that just wants to cause trouble. She's a delightful old lady that, she's got a very poorly Jessie.
Yeah, well, pushing a Jessie around in a little pram. It's obviously not a big dog, is it?
No, it's wee. Go and have a look at the Facebook page. It's tiny.
Okay.
Come on,
No,
Chris,
well,
you grumpy old so-and-so.
It's not going to do any harm, is it? Let's face it, most dogs are cleaner than most humans these days.
Aren't
anyway.
they just?
Yeah.
As I was saying, I've not used deodorant for 3 days.
Well, I'm saying nothing about that.
Yeah, I would
Normal.
say. Okay.
Yeah, I did ask Danny Kelly to give you a ring this afternoon.
You guys, come on, what is going on here? We don't have many rules on this show, but one of the rules is...
Never mention Danny Kelly on your show again.
Never mention that guy on this show.
Yeah, he keeps saying he keeps missing you and he wants to know what you're saying about him. Give him a ring, that would be interesting.
All I'm saying is the truth, OK? That if he wants any tips on improving his game substantially, he can give me a call and I will teach him at mates' rates. That's a promise.
I said to him that, you've just got the hump with him because he's a better broadcaster than yourself.
Who said that, Simon or Chris?
I never said that. Don't put me in for that one.
Hang on a minute. I'm confused now. Simon, was that you?
Yes.
Right, you're banned. You're banned.
Oh dear.
Forever.
That's the end of my life. Oh no.
Is that
How am I going to live?
Is it? You're being sarcastic now. Right.
Me? Sarcastic? I haven't got a sarcastic bone in my body.
Is that sarcasm? I'm getting confused. Right. You're right. You are banned for the rest of your life from this radio show. And if ever I go back on the upswing of my career and get back on telly, you're banned from watching that as well.
Oh, great. Oh, dear.
He's being sarcastic. I can't stop him being sarcastic. Oh.
D.W. Washburn. I heard a sweet voice say, D.W. Washburn. This is your lucky day. A hot bowl of soup is waiting. And a shame. D.W. Washburn, we picked you to save. Can't you hear the flugelhorn? Can't you hear the band? Even you can be reborn. You're not in there to wear. Washburn. I believe I got it made. I'd like to thank all of you good people for coming to my aid. But I'm D.W. Washburn. I do believe I got it made. D.W. Washburn. I do believe.
That's the Monkeys. I know, the Monkeys. September the 6th, guys. Moseley Folk. Oh, man. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it, Frida.
Hello.
Hello, Frida. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm excited to talk to you because I believe you've seen Dorothy's Jessie.
Yes. Oh, it's cute.
Have you seen it in the pram?
I've seen it in the pram. We was actually on the bus with her twice. We've been on the bus twice with her, and she's a very nice lady.
She's delightful, isn't she? And I wasn't sure what to
very
make of her,
delightful.
but when I spoke to her, she was wonderful.
She is. No, she is just herself. She's wonderful. But the dog itself, and when your brain thinks and you think, why she got that dog in the pram for?
Yeah.
You know what? I understand her, and I don't think there should be any rejections against her taking the dog in where if she wants a cup of tea to go in. The dog is in the pram. He's not a dog that jumps about. He is a dog that just sits there. You could see he's picking his head up, looking around. He's really well looked after.
Here we go. Is it not a bit cruel to have a dog in a pram?
It's not cruel because there's good reasons for it.
Well, it's got a manky leg.
It's got good reasons.
It's got a manky leg.
He's got a very poorly leg. And either way, if she put that dog on the floor, the dog can't stand up properly.
Can't she have it off?
Can't you get which leg?
Yeah, the one that's poorly. I would suggest. I'm not a vet, but I would imagine that would probably be the best one to get rid of.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is.
Because
leg.
you see three-legged dogs. We see two-legged dogs with wheels.
I can understand all that. I can understand that. I've seen dogs with one,
Yeah.
two
Not with one leg. You've not seen Frida. You've not seen a dog with one leg.
Not one leg.
That's what you just
up there, didn't I?
I've seen dogs with one leg. Wow, I want to see those bad boys. But yeah, we've all seen dogs with. My favourite three-legged animal is a sheep. There's something magical about a three-legged sheep, and dogs that the four-legged creatures can generally survive quite well with one leg missing.
Well, I've seen a baby sheep when we went to. I think it's Delizu.
A baby
sheep. A bandage plaster Paris.
Yeah.
Up its leg, the front part of its leg was in plaster Paris.
Isn't there a
and
word?
I thought, whoa.
Isn't there a word for baby sheep?
Pardon?
Isn't there a word for baby sheep?
Is that a calf?
That's it, yeah. Baby sheeps are calves. Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, that's it.
But no, the lady's very pleasant. The dog, he does not smell. He did not smell on the bus.
Frida, could Dorothy's Jessie molt in a food shop? Because you do not want Jessie hair everywhere. Oh, that rhymes. I'm a poet and I didn't realise.
I would think about the amount of people that goes in and out of shops with clothes that has animals at home and brushing down their clothes, all the hair flicking around. I think there's a lot more molting coming off people and
I took my boys to see like a sort of science show for kids, and we lose. I don't remember the exact figures, Frida, but it's something like we lose 1/2 ton of dead skin every day. Imagine that. Imagine all that dead skin. 1/2 ton every day. That is disgusting, isn't it? Frida's gone. Maybe it was the calf thing that upset her. Teresa's in Lichfield. Good afternoon, Teresa. Teresa or Teresa?
I think, basically, that the dog should be allowed in.
Why?
Because it's in a pram.
Yeah.
Ranjit said he has blind dogs in.
Well, you have to have not blind dogs, guide dogs. By law, you have to allow guide dogs into anywhere.
Yeah, but they're going to shed hair.
Yeah, but otherwise, if you
dogs
don't
in a pram.
Yeah, if you don't allow guide dogs in, then you're saying that blind people can't eat chips. And I know loads of blind people that like chips. I don't.
Exactly.
But I bet they do.
Exactly. So they're going to shed hair, the dogs.
So are you saying? I'm confused, Teresa.
Dogs in a pram.
Are you saying we should ban guide dogs from chip shops?
No.
I'm getting very confused here today.
This lady's got a dog in a pram.
That's right. Yeah,
She should
Dorothy.
be allowed in.
Yeah. But if we as Ranjit said, where do we draw the line? If we allow Frida in, then we've got to allow Fido in, and if we allow Fido in, then we've got to allow Fangs in, haven't we?
But she's got it wrapped up in a pram.
Leave it outside. Leave it outside.
I don't agree.
Leave it outside. Well, in the 70s, you wouldn't do it now. In the 70s, we all used to leave babies outside. We used to leave babies outside in prams.
You can't do it now, can you?
Well, no, but why can't leave a baby outside in a pram? Teresa?
I'm still here.
Okay. I feel we've petered out a little bit.
I think she should be allowed.
Okay, Teresa, thank you very much indeed. Helen?
Hello.
Do you agree with Teresa?
Definitely.
What, the dog should be allowed?
Without a doubt.
Tell me why.
Well, because, like she just said, it's in a pram. It's
Yeah.
not going to get out and piddle everywhere.
Right.
You see, men in the summer walking around, sweat dripping off them,
Yeah.
probably no deodorant.
Now, Helen, I feel, and I may be wrong, I feel that's a snipe at me.
No,
Good. I know you wouldn't do that. You're too
See
delightful.
all that in food shops. Plus, people who put their children in the shopping trolleys, not in the seats, in the trolley with their feet all over where you're putting your food.
Yeah, is that bad, is it?
Horrible.
Because I do that.
Well, that's terrible.
The kids like to stand in it like it's like a tank.
Well, I wouldn't want to put my food in after that.
Well, okay, but everywhere's this is our problem, Helen. Right, we're all a bit too clean and a bit too healthy. But back in the day, we didn't have a 5-second rule. You know, when you drop food and if it's on the floor for 5 seconds or less, you can eat it. We had like a 3-day rule where you know, but kids would eat dirt. The amount of bath water I drank as a child, and now we don't do anything like that. So yeah, let's kids stand in the trolleys. And do you know what? Maybe you're right. Let's let dogs into Spa.
Yes, why not?
Okay, because I started off with this story thinking, oh, this woman is a fruitcake, and I'm not going to agree with anything she says, but not you, Helen. We know you're a fruitcake. But actually, having spoken to her, I don't really see a massive problem with it.
No, it's in a pushchair, for goodness sake.
Helen, thank you. Hang on, Teresa? Oh, she's gone. Okay, Helen, thank you very much indeed. Doreen's on the line. Good afternoon, Doreen.
Good afternoon, here.
What have we got
Well, you're
for us?
on about dogs.
Yes.
I'd love you to see the woman that comes in the shops where I shop. I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe it if you've seen it.
See, what?
You could grow potatoes in the dirt in her feet.
Oh.
I'm not joking. And she's got the filthiest old Mac all pinned up, and the smell of her is absolutely apparent.
Right.
She turns all the food over in Marks and Spencer's.
Yes.
She reads all the papers. She spends a lot of money in there.
Yes.
And somebody in the bus stop where she was the other week actually said, in the co-op in Erdington, she actually pooed herself in the short.
Oh, now, Doreen,
honestly,
please.
this is the truth.
No, Doreen, come on now.
Honestly, somebody said that. We're in the co-op.
She's a poor soul that needs our help.
Listen, if you could hear her speak, I wish I could speak.
Well, but Doreen, she's obviously a poor, damaged.
She's not. She's got loads of money.
Well, but people who are
But
ill.
she's got like dementia.
No,
you can't get on the bus and spend your money and get your change and get on another bus if you've got dementia.
I didn't say dementia.
I've heard her
Hello?
into the cleaner
Doreen?
in the toilets in Marks and Spencer's.
Doreen,
So
could
she's
you?
quite apparent.
Hello, is this on? Can she hear me? Is this broken? Mark?
Go on, you can have your words
Mark, is this
now.
broken? The microphone? Can you hear me, Mark?
hear
You can hear
I can
me.
hear you.
Okay. Do you think Doreen can hear? Can
Yes,
you ask
can
Doreen
now.
if she can hear
Oh,
me?
shut up.
Doreen?
She might have a mental problem.
Doreen, can you hear us?
Something needs to be done.
Doreen?
I'm telling you, you're on about dogs.
Doreen, can you hear us?
Doreen?
Yeah? Doreen?
can
We got cut off.
Doreen? Can you hear us? Doreen?
Yes, darling, I'm here.
Right. Can she hear us?
Yeah.
You try it, Mark.
Hello, Doreen.
Yes, darling.
Doreen?
Yes.
Doreen?
Right, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Right, then why the heck were you talking all over us?
Oh, because it really annoys me.
No,
that
but
people
she's doing
like
it again. Shush.
allowed to touch the food.
Shush, no,
and
she's doing it again, Doreen.
Go on then, I'll shut up.
Please do.
Go on,
Otherwise,
then.
I'll have to give you some of my salary.
Okie doke.
Not salary, celery. She may not have dementia, but she might be ill. You know that's not a let me finish. That's not. She let me finish. That's not a normal way to carry on.
No, it isn't.
Let me finish.
Carry on. Have you finished
Button
yet?
it. Button it. Button it. Button it.
We got
Button
cut
it.
off.
Button it. We should feel sorry for souls like that, shouldn't we?
In a way, but she's been like it for about 17 years.
Oh, yeah, in that case, if she's not got over her mental illness in 17 years, stuff her. Yeah. Thank you, Doreen, I think. Oh, Doreen, stay there, because Dave wants to talk. Morning, Dave. Afternoon, Dave.
Afternoon.
Dave, what you got for us?
This lady with the dog,
Yep.
it should be allowed in.
Why?
Why? Some animals are a lot cleaner than humans.
Here we go. That's the point that Doreen was making.
And they are.
And they listen more, don't they, Dave?
I'll tell you that a lot of animals have got more affection than humans.
Well, steady on.
No, I mean, you know, you've got a cat.
I've got a
You
cat.
know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, they allow dogs in with people with disabilities, like blind people and the deaf dogs and all that. So why can't they allow this lady in with a tiny little dog in a pram? You know.
Well, I'm coming round to that way of thinking.
I mean...
Dave,
you know,
Dave.
Yeah?
Can you settle... And Doreen, maybe you can... I had a big argument with a friend of mine in the week, right? What's heavier, a ton of bricks or a ton of feathers?
No, they're both the same.
Right. Doreen?
I don't know,
Right.
really. I've never weighed either.
Well, think about it, Doreen.
Well, I'd say a ton of bricks.
Thank you very much indeed. At last, sense speaks.
A ton's a ton. No matter
Doreen,
what,
tell him why he's wrong. Go on.
Well, feathers are lighter than bricks.
Thank
you.
you.
You get a lot more feathers to a ton in feathers than you would in a bricks, wouldn't you? You get more feathers than you would bricks in a ton.
You see, Dave?
Actually, it's the same, really. But you'd have more feathers than you would bricks if it's a ton.
If you got a ton of bricks and a ton of feathers...
bricks is exactly
you've got
the
a
same,
ton.
really. When you think about it. You can't weigh any heavier. If it's a ton, whatever.
Exactly. So which is the heaviest,
If
Doreen?
it's a ton of sugar and a tug of rice, it's still. If it's a ton, it's still a ton.
All right.
whatever.
What's heavier?
You've just got either more
Doreen,
bricks or more rice or more whatever.
Doreen, what is
still a
heavy?
ton,
She's hard
whatever.
work. Doreen,
It's no different.
please button your mouth.
It's no different.
Will you please stop it? Doreen, what's heavier, a ton of bricks or a tug of war?
You said a tug of war. You can't compare the one with the other.
Well, one has got to be heavier than the other, hasn't it?
What? A tug of war?
Which is heavier, a ton of bricks or a tug of
A tug
war?
of war got to do with a ton of bricks.
Well, which is heavier?
Come on, Ian.
Doreen?
You're making me as daft as yourself.
I'm not making you daft. You're doing an excellent job of that.
I don't think so.
Thanks for calling, guys.
Okay, ta-da.
Ta-ta.
Ta-da.
03453 009956. Duh, obviously, bricks is heavier than a tug of war. afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed. Nick's in Edgbaston. Good afternoon, Nick.
Hi, mate.
Oh, flipping out. I'm deaf now. Go on.
I can't believe what I'm listening to.
Well, what do you mean, sir?
Can I correct a few things? I'm wondering if these people are actually playing up or really mean what they're saying.
I've got literally no idea what's going on either. I've stopped taking some very powerful medication in the last couple of days, and man, it's like 1967 all over again in my head. I'm all over the shop.
Have you got any left over for me?
I don't know what's going on, man. Seriously.
Right.
Yes.
Correction 1.
Yeah.
A sheep, a baby sheep, whichever what you want to call it, is not a calf. It's a lamb.
It's a lamb. That's the word. Yes, Frida got it wrong, didn't she? Yes, you're right.
And Doreen
yes.
needs to grow some compassion. It might be her one day. Hopefully not. About the smelly old woman, you know. Mental illness is not to be laughed at.
No, exactly. Yeah, I know, and I think she was. Well, some people have that attitude, and I don't know the woman she's describing. It sounded like a very tragic soul that could do with a little bit of help,
right.
money
Some
or
respect,
otherwise. Yeah,
some respect needs to be taught at schools now, not anything else.
Well, the thing is, though, and I know Doreen's an older woman, but when you say that about the kids and at school, when we're at school, we laugh at people that are different, that walk differently, that look differently, that talk differently. Boy, oh boy, the people that I laughed at and mocked as a younger man, flipping heck, you know, I
do, but
I'd die of shame.
You get older, you know.
You get older, and hopefully I've learnt my lesson. I learnt my lesson quite a while ago.
And this 1 ton thing that you've wound everyone up with.
Yes, mate.
Look, it doesn't matter what a ton of whatever it is. If it lands on you, it'll still squash you.
Yeah, exactly. So, which is heavier, a ton of bricks or a ton of feathers?
Well, what would you want to land on you?
The feathers, of course, because feathers are lighter. It's obvious, isn't it? Thanks for your call, Nick. 03453 009956 is the phone number. 81333. Start your text WM. I've got a load of texts. I'll do it after this.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Phil.
There's a lane closed southbound on the M6 at junction 10 for Walsall and Wolverhampton because of a broken down vehicle. It was already slow on this stretch as you head towards junction 8 and the M5 and the roadworks there. Queues as well for the northbound A5 towards the M42 junction 10 and Tamworth because of some roadworks on that stretch as you head away from Dordon. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel 0330 123 3550.
On FM,
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
More of your calls after the latest news with Phil Churm.
The Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond has defended the decision to advise British nationals to return home from Tunisia. He said the government had analysed the situation and concluded the risk of another attack was too great. Hundreds of Britons have begun flying home. Miles Roberts from London is angry he's had to leave Tunisia.
It's ludicrous. I'm sitting here on the beach. I've just had my lunch. There are 9 security guards with machine guns around my hotel. There's a speedboat patrolling up and down with a machine gun on that too. I feel safer here than I ever have in London.
The Business Secretary Sajid Javid has outlined plans to increase productivity, saying that Britain is operating well below its potential. In a speech in Birmingham, he said the government wanted to get Britain moving, building and learning by taking measures to improve transport, planning and education. France and Italy have welcomed the latest proposals Greece has submitted to its international creditors. France described them as serious and credible. Less than a week after Greek voters rejected further austerity in a referendum, Athens has promised to raise taxes and reform pensions. The proposals, which will be considered at an EU summit on Sunday, met with scepticism from Germany. Michael Fuchs is the deputy chair of Angela Merkel's CDU party.
Honestly, I have a little bit of problem to trust it because on Sunday the Greek people voted against these measurements or against all these kind of increase of VAT and all this. We have to study it more carefully because it's very difficult to say it now because we got the documents last night only.
The Tamworth pensioners started a petition asking shops to let her take her dog in a pram in with her. Dorothy Chinook has got a Bichon Frise called Jessie, but the 70-year-old says Jessie's got a poorly leg and prams should be allowed. She's been banned from a few shops in Tamworth, and Dorothy says that's not fair.
My husband said, would you like me to buy you a doggy pram off the internet for Jessie, because she's got a bad leg as well, poorly leg. And I said yes, so he bought me a red pram.
More than 100 volunteers in Birmingham have raised £7,000 for those affected by the conflict in Syria by delivering cakes. During the month of Ramadan, more than 1,000 volunteers up and down the country have been delivering 40 tonnes of chocolate fudge cake through the Cakes for Syria campaign. One of the fundraisers, Adil Riaz, says the money raised will make a real difference to the people caught up in the crisis.
We just felt that it's very, very important that we as a community do something for the people of Syria. And I felt this was a perfect example of getting the volunteers involved, getting the donors involved, and it's simply looking back and saying, right, we're going to support you in this cause, we're going to support you in this wonderful project, and we're going to deliver aid to the people of Syria wherever they need.
In cricket, England are maintaining their upper hand on day 3 of the first Ashes test in Cardiff. They're currently 101 for 3 in their second innings, leading by 223 runs with 7 wickets remaining. Taking a look at the weather, sunny and warm this afternoon, highs of 25 Celsius, 77 Fahrenheit. Cloudy with some rain tonight, lows of 14 Celsius, 57 Fahrenheit. That's your news and sport for the West Midlands. It's 3 minutes past 3.
Friday afternoons with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Afternoon, guys. 03453 009956 is the phone number. Someone's having a go at me on Twitter for talking about fox hunting. And during the news there with Phil, so, do you really support bringing back fox hunting, or are you trying to rile people up? I've replied, what? You've posted somewhere that you support fox hunt. What? And then it turns out that it was a post on a Facebook page that someone had written about me 3 months ago, and dearie me, this is what the problem with the internet is. Everyone jumps to conclusions. What have we talked about this afternoon? Ton of bricks versus a ton of feathers. Massive row with my mate the other week. It was going that a ton of bricks and a ton of feathers are the same weight. Oh, come on, guys. Ovs. We've also spoken about Dorothy. You just heard on the news bulletin there. She's got a lovely little Jessie, and she wants to put her Jessie in a pram and to take it into shops. The shopkeepers say, no, you can't do it. We don't want to see your Jessie. You cannot bring your Jessie in. Leave your Jessie outside the shop, or even better, at home. Now, when I first heard this story, I kind of came down on the side of the shops, thinking, of course you don't want to have dogs talking about dogs, in shops. But having spoken to Dorothy and having seen the picture, there's not a problem with that, is there? 03453 009956 is the phone number. Oh, and we talked about this at the start. When was the last time you were told off by a teacher? Adults only, please. And if your husband or your wife is a teacher and they've told you off, that counts. Stephen's in Sutton Coldfield. Good afternoon to you, Stephen.
Hi, Ian. Doreen stirred a memory when she talked about that woman that defecated in the supermarket, because years ago I worked at British Home Stores and we had somebody that did that in a changing cubicle, but I think that was more of a protest, really, because she couldn't get a refund, so...
Oh, dearie me. My little boy yesterday, we're in the garden, he said, Daddy, I want to go to the toilet. And he likes doing a wee in the garden, and it was hot, and I went, go on then. And they said, yeah, I'm going to go and try and do a poo. I said, whoa, son! No, you aren't. And he went bonkers. I said, no, you are not. Get in the toilet.
Yeah, well, you know this woman with the dog?
Yes.
Not being allowed in shops. So do you remember in EastEnders there used to be a character called Ethel?
Yes, I do remember Ethel and her little Willie.
That's right. She'd walk into the pub every episode. She'd have her Willie under her arm, and nobody batted an eyelid about that.
Yep. Well, you're right. I think you can take dogs into boozers. But you can't take them into shops, unless they're guide dogs. In which case,
I'm not really sure why she wants to take her dog in. To be fair, I used to have her.
She's worried that someone would snatch her Jessie. That's the problem.
It was a well-kept Jessie, but nevertheless, who really wants to see? I used to have an old dog that couldn't walk very far. He had little doggy stroller towards the end of his life, but I didn't used to take him into shops.
What do you
or
mean a
anything.
doggy stroller? What, like one of those dogs that kids have, dogs on wheels, where you push them?
Well, he did actually look like a dog on wheels, fair enough, but these doggy prams, they call them strollers, and
Yes.
I had a little doggy pram for my Herbie, because he couldn't walk very far.
Well, is it not time at that point to do the decent thing and give them
Well-
the injection?
The thing was, Ian, he didn't actually have anything wrong with him. He was just...
He
very
couldn't
idle.
walk!
Yeah, but that was because he was lazy. I mean, if he saw a cat or something, he could take off. He just didn't like walking, but he did like to go out to the park for the social aspect. So, of course, I mean, he did have to be put down in the end. He had cancer, but I mean, for the last 12 months of his life, he used to go out on a Sunday afternoon in his stroller. He loved it.
Dogs think... here we go. Let me do some of these texts. Dogs shouldn't be allowed into food shops, says Anonymous. The last thing you want is a hairy pie.
Oh, my dear. Oh, dear.
You right, Stephen? It's a good point, isn't it? Probably even more so in your case. Look,
I can't talk.
Simon says...
Okay.
there's not long to go now. The end is the dead man walking. Look, at the end of the day, it's the law to allow guide dogs into shops. Now,
I've got to go in. I'm sorry, I can't stop.
can I read you one more, Stephen, then, before you go?
Sorry.
Steve says maybe if she shaved her, Jessie, it would be okay. Steve's gone. Okay. Afternoon, Lucy.
Hello, Ian.
Can you shave dogs? You're a dog groomer, aren't you? That's why I ask you that. Would Dorothy be able to shave her Jessie? What is going on with everybody? I'm just trying to do... What's going on?
I'm sorry, Ian. I haven't recovered from my hairy bone.
Should I play a record, Lucy? Would that help? Okay, let's have... Yes, okay. What has gotten into everyone? It's because it's coming to the end of term and the sun is out. Lucy, stay there. Go and have a glass of water. We'll speak to you after this. 03453 009956. Let's hope that Lucy's calmed down. Lucy.
I've composed myself now.
Thank you. Wonderful. Can I just say, everybody, all of the callers, not just you, Lucy, I'm not singling you up, but all of the callers today, come on. What's wrong with you guys? You really have let yourselves down. It's your time you're wasting, not mine. And other that bell's for me, not for you. Lucy, what would you like to say?
Well, I was going to give you give Ranjit a good spanking, so to speak. Because oh God, sorry.
Oh, yeah, go on. Pull Ranjit's pants down and spank him on the bottom.
Yes,
Metaphorically. Go on, do it.
Metaphorically, I'm going to do just that. Because he keeps harping on about hairs in chips.
Yeah.
And they don't molt. This little dog, she doesn't molt. And the only way you're going to get any hair out of that dog is by putting a brush or a comb through it and physically pulling it out. They don't molt. So can we just put that to one side now?
So what?
Everyone arguing about that.
You work with dogs. I don't know a lot about dogs, although I'm thinking, after years of denouncing them, I'm thinking of getting a dog. I'm thinking, Lucy, of getting a cockapoo. Partly because it's a funny name. And secondly, because they look cute. You're doing the voice as if to say, don't get a cockapoo.
They're all right. But I mean, I've got poodles, so I think they're better than these mixes myself.
Oh, is mixing is legal, right? It's not like an illegal thing to do, is it?
No, there's no dog apartheid or anything like that. You can.
It is weird though, because if my cat, my black Moggy Velvet, had oh dear, okay, we're gonna have an adult conversation now, Lucy. I hope you're up for it. Not like that. If my cat, who's just your average Moggy, right? Not now because she's really old, but when she was younger and she was like fit, if she had been had sex with a tiger, that wouldn't make a baby, would it? This is genuine now. I'm being genuine. That wouldn't make a baby, would it?
It would probably make her dead.
Well, it might. Okay, yeah, but if she was somehow in, that wouldn't make a baby. Or a lion with a tiger wouldn't. All right, lion with a tiger wouldn't make a baby, would it?
Yeah, they do. They do these weird things, don't they?
No, they don't. They do not. No, they don't.
They call it. It's a liger, isn't it?
Or is it a
got one
tian?
in a zoo somewhere.
It's either a liger or a tian.
No, honestly, there is
No,
one.
you are talking. No, you're not. Mark's doing a nodding head and pulling a Stan Laurel face. No, that is not true. I'm going to Google. Hang on a minute. I know you can do zebras with giraffes, horses, lion and tiger, baby. Let's have a little look. No, that's just pictures of lion and tiger babies. What do I need to type in? A liger.
Liger, I'm sure it's a liger, yeah.
Okay, let's have a little look at that. Hey, flipping heck! There's not a liger, but it's a tigon. There is a thing. That's not real. No, that isn't real. That's super. No, that's not real. No, you're talking out your backside. Stop trying to wind me up. I'm the one that does the wind-ups. I'm not having it. Not having it.
Some zoo somewhere has done it.
Yeah,
There's more than one.
The zoo in your mind, Lucy. Lucy's zoo of dreams.
No, it's real.
Anything else?
I used to have a dog that I carried around in a bag.
Thanks very much for calling. 03453 009956. The carrying dogs around in bags is weird because they're kind of trendy, aren't they? You get these very tiny dogs. For some reason, I imagine Paris Hilton and Jerry Halliwell with dogs in bags, like little tiny dogs, and they have them in bags. That's weird, isn't it? That's a weird thing to do, and I would suggest a little bit cruel. 03453 009956 is the telephone number. We're deciding whether Dorothy, who we spoke to earlier, is right. Is Tamworth a hellish place for not allowing her to take her little doggy, it's only tiny, into shops in a pram? It's not running around. It's not going to squat. It's just in a pram. It's got a bad leg. She can't leave it outside because it will get snatched. Now, when I first heard the story, I was completely on the side of the shops of Tamworth, the good folks of Tamworth, the good FOT. But now, having heard the story in greater detail, having spoken to Dorothy, I'm kind of on her side. 03453 009956.
It's just the way we speak rather than the sayings, I think. Yeah, of course, speak proper.
No, I'm proper black country.
I've been, yeah.
Where am you, kids? An mush.
What's our mush?
Basically, yeah.
Join BBC WM 95.6 for a Boston day. Pete Morgan will be at a factory in Warsaw. Adrian will be at Dudley Market. Danny will be at Sandwell Valley Park. Join Caroline at Holden's Brewery in Dudley. Sonny and Shay at the Stourbridge Glass Cone. And Franksy will be live from the Black Country Living Museum.
Black Country Day on BBC WM.
Black Country Day on BBC WM 95.6. This Tuesday.
Oh, it's Boston, that is.
Friday afternoons with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
I remembered what the whole show was going to be about. Look, we got so caught up in Dorothy's Jessie, I forgot to do what the whole show was going to be about. The whole show was going to be about page 22 of the Daily Mirror. Before I play Anastasia, and boy, oh boy, I used to love Anastasia. Before I play Anastasia, can I read this little story to you and get your thoughts on it the last 40 minutes of the show before Franksy comes on? Because this backs up what I've been saying for the last few years. This is your actual factual evidence. I've got it in my hand. OAP's worst on road rage. Oh, hang on a second. Old drivers are the angriest. Well, it says so here. Male pensioners are the worst road rage offenders. Those aged 69 are most likely to start a row or drive aggressively. Now, some of you will know that for a long time I have been suggesting that maybe, just maybe, we need to rethink our age brackets when it comes to driving. Yes, I think 17, 18 is too young to drive. You can have driving lessons at 17 or 18, but let's raise the legal driving limit to, 21? Happy with that? Can we all agree on 21? Good. So that's that sorted. But then let's go to the other end of the spectrum. Maybe, just maybe, we need to reduce the maximum age of drivers. What do you reckon? Male pensioners are the worst road rage offenders. That, by the way, 03453 009956 if you want to take part. Those aged 69 are most likely to start a row or drive aggressively after an incident, with men of 79 a close second. Men aged 50 came third. So, 69, 79 and 50. Those are the top three ages for either driving aggressively or kicking off in a car. Now, I have said for a long... in fact, the majority of road rage incidents I've been involved in that I haven't started, steady, have been older men. I remember once in... it was in North London. I can't remember. I know exactly the name where it was, but I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, it's irrelevant. This old guy thought I had slighted him, right? I hadn't. He was driving like an idiot and I was just trying to get out of his way. So he then did one of those really silly overtakes where there's not room to overtake. And he overtook me, pulled in front of me, right, stopped me, blocked the road, right. As soon as the road gets blocked, lock the car doors and pick up the phone. And he was in his 70s, this guy. He came storming towards me, shouting at me, and I wound down the window a crack, never more than a crack, guys. And I'll change some of the language. You effing crumb. You know, crumb's the only word I could think of that begins with C. If you effing do that again, I'll effing kill you. Flipping. And he was like an old boy. He's in his 70s. 03453 009956. I want you to just think about the road rage incidents that you've been in. And it doesn't have to be as extreme as that. It can just be someone giving you that, or giving you that, right? Primarily, it's older men, isn't it? 03453 009956. Tell me your road rage incidents and, well, is this more evidence that we just need to stop having older drivers?
Now, baby, come on. Don't claim that love you never let me feel. I should have known, 'cause you brought nothing real. Come on, be a man about it. You won't die. I ain't got no more tears to cry, and I can't take this no more. You know I gotta let it go. And you know I'm out of love. Set me free and let me out this misery. Just show me the way to get my life again. You can handle me. Said I'm out of love. Can't you see, baby, that you gotta set me free? I'm out of love. Yeah. Said how many times have I tried to turn this love around? But every time you just let me down. Come on, be a man about it. You'll survive. Sure that you can work it out all right. Tell me yesterday, did you know I'd be the one to let you go? And you know, set me free, yeah. Gonna let me out this misery, yeah. Give my life again. You can handle me. Said I'm out of love. You gotta set me free. I'm out of. Let me get over you. The way you gotten over me too, yeah. Seems like my time has come and now I'm moving on. I'll be stronger. Set me free. Out this misery. Yeah. Show me the way. My life again. You can handle me. No. So I'm out of love. Set me free. Out this misery. Yeah. Give my life again. You can handle me. Said I'm out of love. Can't you see? You gotta set me free. I'm out of love. Yeah. Set me no, yeah. Out this misery. Give my life again.
Afternoon, Iain Lee, BBCWM 95.6. 03453 009956. Mark's in Telford. Good afternoon, Mark.
Hello, Ian. All right, mate?
I'm all right. I've gone deaf in one ear, but apart from that, I'm groovy, Mark. What you got for us?
Now, you're talking about road rage incidents.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I got into one last night. I was heading back to my depot. I was in my van.
Yeah.
Not my truck, I should say. Going round an island, and I had some guy, middle-aged guy, actually, in a Jag, trying to cut round the outside of me.
Oh, yeah.
And I cut across back into my lane, and I shut the door on him. And he was flashing his lights, blowing his horn, everything. Well, we were sat in traffic, and he pulled up alongside me, and he wound his window down, and he said, you need to look in your mirrors.
Yes.
And I said, well, you need to get in the right bloody lane. And he said to me, do you want to make something of it then?
Oh, blimey.
And I said, well, you can do if you like. I said, but my truck's got 4 cameras on. I said, and 2 of the cameras have just recorded you trying to cut down the outside of me. I said, so if you want to make something of it, mate, I said, feel free. I said, but I know who's in the wrong. I said, and he certainly isn't me. So anyway, he stormed off ahead and stuck his finger out the window, and I just gave him the Garrett coffee bean gesture.
Thank you.
and
Yes, the coffee bean gesture is a wonderfully delicate way of describing that motion. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've had that. I've had several times. Listen, my driving isn't the greatest. I've got a few points in my licence. I've had a few knocks. All right, I'm not a brilliant driver. I'll be the first to admit that now. But I have had several gentlemen, primarily in white vans. I don't want to generalise, but on motorways, indicate to me via sign language that they want me to pull off and have a punch-up with them on the hard shoulder. They point to the hard shoulder, then make the fist.
They've been very, very close. They've actually got out of the van, got out of the car, and they've approached me. And after a few words have been said, they just got back in the car and drove off. But my wife keeps saying to me, she said, it's only going to be a matter of time. She said, before you upset somebody too far, she said, no, you're going to get ended up dragged out of the vehicle or whatever. She said, you're going to end up on the road.
How old was this fella that was having a pop at you?
I would say he was in his mid to late 50s.
Ladies and it's the older driver, Mark.
Yeah, I think what it was, because he was driving a Jag, not wanting to generalise really, but I think it was probably he wanted to get home and he wanted to get in front of me by getting in the wrong lane and cutting in front of me.
Yeah.
But I cut across in front of him, which I was quite legal enough to do because I wanted to get back off the island and into the first lane.
Yeah.
But because he wanted to go round the outside of me, if you like, he wasn't happy that I'd shut the door on him and cut him off.
He was gutted and he was upset. Mark, thank you very much indeed. Older drivers, is it time? Is it time that we said no thank you? 03453 009956.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Here's Phil with the travel.
There's delays on the southbound side of the M6. There was a broken down vehicle between junction 10A for the M54 and junction 10 for Walsall and Wolverhampton. That's been recovered, but it's still very slow from junction 11 towards junction 8 for the M5. Not helped by the roadworks there. There are queues northbound on the M5 towards the M6 North carriageway. Delays start from junction 1 at West Brom. There's also congestion northbound on the M40 as you head from junction 15 at Warwick towards the M42. Some problems at Street A on Burton Road, the A5127. There's been an accident near to the junction of Burton Old Road involving two cars, partially blocking the road in both directions and causing delays. And it's busy on the A5 towards Tamworth and the M42 junction 10 as you head away from the Dordon area because of roadworks. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
Thank you, Phil.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
We'll have some more of your calls and texts after the latest news with Phil Cherm.
The Foreign Secretary has defended the government's decision to advise all British tourists to leave Tunisia. Thousands of Britons are expected to fly home in the next few days after the Foreign Office changed its travel advice on visiting the country and said another terrorist attack there was likely. The comedian Freddie Starr has lost his defamation claim against the woman who said he groped her when she was 15 at a Jimmy Savile television show 41 years ago. Freddie Starr, who's 72, rejected the allegation, but Mr Justice Nicol dismissed the comedian's claims for slander and libel at the High Court in London. A Tamworth pensioner says she feels let down because no one supported her petition to make shops let her take her dog inside in a pram. Dorothy Chinook has a Bichon Frise called Jessie, but the 70-year-old says Jessie's got a poorly leg and prams should be allowed. On day 3 of the first Ashes test in Cardiff, England are currently 141 for 3, leading by 263 runs with 7 wickets remaining. Taking a look at the weather, sunny and warm today, highs of 25 Celsius, 77 Fahrenheit. That's your news and sport for the West Midlands. It's 3:31.
On FM, Freeview, digital radio and online.
BBC WM 95.6.
Patrick, stay there. I'll be with you in a second and Mark will get the phone in a second. Brian's in Selly Oak. Good afternoon, Brian.
Hello.
Hello, Brian. What you got for us?
About this road rage.
Yeah, go on. It's older people are a menace on our roads, according to this survey.
Of an older person.
Oh,
Never
my
mind.
gosh. How angry are you feeling?
Not at all. Not one little bit.
Wow.
because I've found a way to tolerate with any road rage.
Oh, go on. How do you... what's your zen way of dealing with it?
Don't look at them.
What?
Don't look at them.
Well, how does that work?
Well, if you get somebody at the side of you, bibbing their horn or gesturing you,
Yeah.
just don't look at them.
Oh,
And it gets
interesting.
them more and more wound up.
Do you know what? That's very... My mum taught me a great trick, smile and wave, which is a similar smile and wave, and it does... they do go nuts.
Yeah. I've had several times... Well, it's never been my fault because I'm a perfect driver because of my age.
Oh, come on now, Brian. We know that you old... How old are you? What, 68?
I'm 64.
Okay. Well, okay. But we know that you guys, you know, your joints are going, your reactions are slowing down a bit, your eyesight and your hearing isn't what it once was, Brian. Come on.
I know, but my driving's still perfect.
Oh, do you know what? I realise that it's difficult for me to criticise anyone because I've got points on my licence. I smashed my car a couple of months ago. I'm a terrible driver, it turns out.
Well, I also hold a CCP card, which means I'm a professional driver.
Oh, he's a professional driver. Well, very, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. Brian, so do you disagree with this study then that says that older men, in particular, 69, 79 and 50, they're the ones we've got to watch out for?
Yeah, I disagree with that. It's the young taxi drivers that's the worst.
Brian, thank you very much. Patrick's in Marston Green. Good afternoon, Patrick.
Hiya, mate.
What you got for us, boss?
It's not a road rage incident that happened to me. It was my daughter.
Oh, yeah, go on. What happened?
She's come round by the M6 down towards Spitfire Island, Castle Bromwich.
Yeah.
She cut a guy up. She's put her hand out the window to apologise. She's got to the island at Castle Bromwich, and the guy's jumped out his car, run up to his car, and he's got his head in the window screaming at her.
Oh, no.
So, there's a moral to this story. Unbeknownst to this guy, my daughter's husband is in the van behind her.
Ladies and gentlemen, she had a bodyguard following in a vehicle. Wonderful, wonderful. What happened?
He got out. Paul's just jumped out of the vehicle, dragged him out and punched him.
I retract my wonderful, wonderful and my hand clapping because, of course, we don't condone anything like that. We are the BBC. But, you know, everyone inside is going, get in there.
In my opinion, his actions were perfect.
Well, what a tough guy getting out of a vehicle to go and shout at a young woman.
Yeah.
Tough guy. The thing is, Patrick, why I've lost my temper in the car before, and I'm working at becoming a more peaceful, spiritual man. But why do we do it? Because we don't do it in the street. If you bumped into me, I would apologise to you.
Somebody screaming and shouting, you put it to bed. Blow him a kiss, regardless of what he looks like, what she looks like, what you've done. Just blow him a kiss and smile. It's easier said than done, though, isn't it? I do it all the time. I upset somebody, not deliberately. They're screaming and shouting at me. I wave at them, blow me a kiss and smile.
Patrick, thank you very much. Here's the question, right? Thank you, Patrick. Excellent call. Although we don't condone punch. But here's the thing. Why do we do it in cars? Because like I just said then, if Patrick walked into me on the street, I'd apologise to him. You know? But in cars, we F and we Jeff and we have murderous thoughts. 03453 009956, please, if you wouldn't mind. You can give us your calls on that. We still haven't reached a definitive decision about Dorothy's Jessie. Are we going to allow her to take her dog in a pram into shops? If you look at the WM Facebook page, you can have a look. It looks adorable. Doesn't it? 03453 009956.
passion and a trifle uncool. But I can't help it, I'm a romantic fool. It's a habit of mine to watch the sun go down. On Echo Beach, I watch the sun go down. From 9 to 5 I have to spend my time at work. My job is very boring, I'm an office clerk. The only thing that helps me pass the time away is knowing I'll be back at Echo Beach someday. On silent summer evening, the skies alive with lights. A building in the distance, surrealistic sight. On Echo Beach, waves make the only sound. On Echo Beach, there's not a soul around. From 9 to 5 I have to spend my time at work. My job is very boring, I'm an office clerk. The only thing that helps me pass the time away is knowing I'll be back at Echo Beach someday. Echo Beach, far away in time. 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 Echo Beach, far away in time.
Afternoon, Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6, 03453 009956 is the phone number. Last 20 minutes of the show, then back here tomorrow between 10 and 12. Ryan's in Sedgley. Good afternoon, Ryan.
Hi, Ian, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. I've got a little bit of a headache, but I'm all right now. What you got for us?
Well, you're on about nutters driving.
Yes, that's a great way of putting it, yes.
Well, some of them are just nutters.
Yeah.
I don't know how they get the licence. But anyway, I actually had a nutter pull a screwdriver on me.
Oh, no.
Yep. He accused me of pulling out on him, but I didn't. And he followed me to my destination and pulled a screwdriver on me and threatened to stab me through the neck.
Flipping heck. Right, first question, Ryan. How old was he?
50.
Yeah, 50. 50 is the perfect. 50 is the perfect age. The perfect age for this kind of stuff. Well, did he got out of the car with a screwdriver? Did he?
Well, he came to my window, started knocking on the window. I totally ignored him.
Yeah.
So I was in the works van actually. So I looked like he drove off, but he came back when I was outside the van and threatened to stab me in the neck.
Flipping heck.
The nutter.
Here's what I do. I mean, it's slightly different when you're out of the car. When I'm in the car and people look like they're going to come out and have a go at me, what I do is I lock the doors, obviously, and I pretend I'm phoning the police. And I don't phone the police, but I make a big thing of going 999, and then I put the phone, yeah, hello, and I start reading out their number plate. That generally, they give me the finger and then they walk off. Generally.
Yeah. But you're also on about Jessie as well.
Oh yeah, this is Dorothy's Jessie. Yes, should it be allowed into the shop inside a buggy?
No, it shouldn't.
Oh, come on, Ryan, come on.
What planet does this lady live on? Really?
Come on, it's only a little...
Even if it's in a pram or not in a pram, it's still a dog that's not there for a purpose.
But Ryan, have you seen the picture of the doggy?
Yes, and I actually did have a good laugh with it.
It's a tiny little thing. It's got a bad leg. She's worried if she leaves it outside, someone's going to say, you wouldn't leave your little baby outside a shop, and why can't you take your little doggy in?
Because it's a dog, it's not legal to let them in unless they're an aid dog. I just think if you got to let one in, you got to let everyone in. You also let horses in next.
Well, right, now there's an idea. Matt's in the jewellery quarter. Good afternoon, Matt.
Afternoon, Ian.
What you got for us?
Road rage.
Yeah.
My dad
I bet you can go nuts in a car, Matt.
Me?
Yeah,
Well,
and I tell you why, because you're quite calm and softly spoken, and those are the ones you've got to watch out for.
well, in that case, I've got two things for you. My
Go on.
dad, he used to have an old minivan.
Yeah.
You know, with the sliding windows. And in the door pocket, he used to keep a starting pistol.
What?
If anyone cut him up or anything, he'd pull it out and fire it out.
Well, hang on a second. That's insane. You can't do that.
Well, we're going back 40 years.
Oh, in
You
that
could do
case, it was fine. Yeah, in
You
that
know,
case, 40
70s.
years ago. Yeah, in the 70s, it was okay to pull out a fake gun and pretend to shoot people. Yeah, no, sorry, I thought it was recent. Oh, no, that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Another story. Me and my colleague were out in the van in Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
Waiting at a junction to pull out. There's a car in front of us. The geezer's missus sitting on the back seat, looked out the back window at us.
Yeah.
Said something to him. The reversing lights had gone on, and he's just reversed straight into us.
What did you
Knowing we were there, crash for cash.
Oh.
I exploded all over him.
Sorry?
I exploded.
what
I was
What does
so
that mean?
angry.
He backed onto you and you exploded all over him. What
But
does
it
that
backed
mean?
into us. It didn't actually do that much, well, any damage really, because
Right.
the front of our van's got
Yeah.
plastic bumpers on.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And he was too close to getting his speed up. But he's jumped out of his car with a piece of paper and a pen in his hand.
Oh, you cheeky little so-and-so.
Yeah, this is two blokes in a white van he's done it to. I mean, how stupid's that? So I've got out of the van. He's asking for the details. He's trying to take the number down.
Yeah, I bet.
And I was just trying to encourage him to get back in his car and go away.
Now, Matt, when you say you were trying to encourage him to get back in his van and go away, did that encouragement involve foul language and the threats of physical violence?
You could say that.
Thanks for your call, Matt. Mary's on the line. Good afternoon, Mary.
Hiya.
Oh, what a weird show it's been today. What have you got for us, Mary?
Well, it's about the lady with the dog.
Dorothy and her Jessie. Have you seen
Yeah, no,
Dorothy's Jessie?
Yeah, pardon?
Do you know her Jessie?
No.
Have you seen her Jessie?
No.
It's only tiny. It's only a tiny little thing.
Well, my daughter's got a Bichon Frise.
Ah, okay, so you know the type of dog, right?
Yeah, and they don't. They certainly don't. They've got very, very curly hair. It's like a wool, like a wool from a sheep.
Yeah.
They do not molt.
Right.
They do not molt. All I want to say is that you know, does the dog just lie down in the actual pushchair?
It just lies in the pushchair like a little baby. That's all it does. It's adorable.
Oh, bless her.
How could
I
anybody
think-
not let that dog into their shop in a pushchair?
I think it's ridiculous. If that dog was jumping around, yes. No, then I would say no. But if the dog's just lying there, no problem, because he's not touching the floor. And I think, you know, if the lady's got poorly legs and if the dog's got poorly legs, then, you know, I fully agree with it. I've got 3 dogs of my own. But my dogs are terriers. But the one dog, the smallest one, is the boss.
Yeah.
And she will not walk on the lead. So I have to put her in well, I bought a bag for her. And I have been on holiday and taken her into shops, and they've allowed it.
Yeah.
Because she's off the floor.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it's a bit base. I really do.
Millie, you'd agree with Mary, wouldn't you? This doggy should be allowed in the shops.
No, I was just talking to my sister in Canada the same time the news was on.
All right, don't show
I let
off.
her listen.
I've been to Canada. So
Yeah, and she said
yes.
her dog, when she go to the shop, my sister got a little one, you know, just a very little small one.
Yeah.
She leave it in the car.
Yeah.
If the window break, she go and do her shopping in the back out. You cannot take the dog, not in the stroller, because she said it's a dog, it's not a child, and the woman think that dog is her baby.
Right.
So my sister put it to me just now, right?
Right.
And she said, no, don't care what you do, how you all wrap it up, it's a dog.
Yeah, but it's a dog in a baby buggy, Mary. Tell her.
Of course it is. I mean, she loves that dog. It's a part of her family.
But she should leave it home with her husband.
Well, perhaps
At the end of the
she
day-
wants to take the dog out. What? You
At
know,
the end of
what-
the day, I got a cat, and if I take Tigger with me to the shop, right, people can say, why Millie got the cat in the shop?
Well,
animals.
I just cannot.
She said, listen, as I told it happened here in England too. She said, only for blind dog people takes a dog. I said, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's understandable.
Guide dogs because that is to protect the blind lady.
Fine. But you know, I mean,
Yeah,
we're
but at the
a
end of the day,
dog-loving
don't care how
nation.
you dress up this, what kind of meat you put on that plate, it's a dog. It's a dog. Do
you like dogs?
It's a dog in a stroller, yeah? Right? At the end of the day, the rules are no dogs allowed. And that are rules. Well, you British people like to change things. It said no dogs allowed, no cats allowed, no animals allowed, only guide dogs.
Oh,
and that is put stamped on my face.
I did ask you a question. Do you like dogs?
I like all animals. I have a cat. My son got Rottweilers. I like dogs not because I like a dog and let it eat my food and eat from him. He always eat off the same plate. No. Not because you're my child. I'm going to drink your wee. No.
Hang on, one second, Millie. Sorry, Millie. No, Millie. So I'm just trying to, Millie. Sorry, I'm just trying to follow the conversation. Did I hear a bit? I may have misheard that. Did I hear you say something about children and drinking their wee?
No. You listen what I said.
I
said, listen to this Belgian talking. I said, not because it's my child, I'm going to drink it urine. Yes, that's what I...
Why did you... Millie, can I...
saying to me, do I like dogs?
Millie, can I ask you a question?
Well, what's that got to do with... Because that's the same thing.
Mary's
I love my
asked-
child.
He's not going to go out of the pushchair.
It doesn't matter. It's still a dog going into a supermarket.
hang on.
How she's taking it. That is the rules. No dogs allowed.
Millie, first of all, it's no dogs allow.
Yeah.
There's a d at the end. Allowed.
I don't care where it's, how you
Okay.
can tell me. I went to secondary school, Ian. I don't have to speak really out to you.
Well, no, but if you get
it's not some writing an essay. I'm doing something to get a job.
Why are you... Millie?
I can say what I like, yeah?
Millie, why are you so angry today?
No, because you tell me now how to spell.
Well, I'm not telling you how to spell. I'm just saying you're saying the words wrong.
I
That's
have
all.
to say
Millie.
ED to you because I can say anything. Ian, you don't speak proper all the time.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
You don't.
No.
And then you rub us up.
I think
Rub
we're on
me
about
up and
dogs
you
here.
rub everybody.
We're talking about dogs at the moment.
Yeah, okay, carry on with the dog, yes, but...
Can we just... Millie, shush, button it, calm down. I
Yes,
don't know who rattled your cage.
Hang on to me, listen to me.
I'm going to hang on to you.
No,
Millie,
that lady
why...
saying
No,
she
shush.
don't agree
Millie,
with me.
Shush. Millie, shush.
Yeah.
Would you drink your dog's wee?
Me? I don't have a dog. I have a cat.
Would you drink your cat's wee?
I will not do that. I don't care how much I love it.
Have you ever milked your cat? Because you can
My
milk
cat don't have
cats.
kittens, a boy.
You can still milk cats.
Don't have kittens, he don't have breasts.
Okay.
A boy cat don't have breasts.
Well, yes, they do.
I never see them. I never see any on
Boy
ticket. They got
cats
the
have
little things there, but
cats
they
have
don't
got
produce.
boy cats have got nipples.
Yes, but they don't produce milk. Do
Right,
you produce milk for baby?
We are going way.
Oh, you something else.
You are yours.
But I am right. I'm telling the truth.
Thank you very much indeed, Mary and Millie. I think we'll end it there. We suddenly got onto cats and male cats and their nipples. Even I know that's probably time to move on. David's in Tamworth. Good afternoon, David.
Hello, Ian.
You all right, fella?
Yeah, I can't.
Follow that.
I couldn't stop laughing just after 3 o'clock.
I don't know what's been going on. Honestly, because I've stopped taking these pills, the whole world has gone psychedelic. It's like Woodstock is going on in this
I
studio.
know, I spat my beer out into the sink.
What a waste of beer. I hope you licked
I know
it.
it was. You owe me a mouthful of beer. There you go.
Let's see what I can do.
I've got a brilliant thing. I'll try and email it to you tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, road wage and old biddies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
20-odd years ago, I had a mobile phone anyway. I'd gone to a petrol station, filled up. The petrol station was virtually empty, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sat at the pump at the front, and I get in my car, my phone goes. And then, in those days, yeah, you could legally use your phone, but I didn't want to drive off, you know. And this woman behind me, she was at the pump behind me.
Yeah.
She was waiting for me to go. She obviously saw me come out of the shop, and she kept on flashing her lights. And I thought, I'm on the phone. Why didn't you just use that pump? Anyway, she got out of her car. She says, are you going to move on? I says, I'm on the phone.
What? Hang on a minute. So she wanted to use the pump, but you were still at the pump because you're on the phone. Well, you should have moved out of the way.
I should have done, but my phone went as soon as I got...
No. You should have moved out of the way. I'm on her side. I'm on her side 100% out the way. Have you finished? Out.
I didn't like Ramjet's comment either.
What, because you've lost that argument and you're moving on to another one?
Yeah. He said,
Good technique. I'm going to learn from that. Yes.
take her out. What
Yeah.
if he had a hitman ordering his fish and chips? You know?
David, thank you very much. I think you've had enough beer. Michael!
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Hello, is that Michael?
Yes, that's right. It's a good job your caller doesn't live on the south coast.
Oh, why?
Because we went to Brighton recently, which is a dog-friendly town.
Isn't it
I would
just?
say every other person's either got a dog on a lead or in a handbag.
Oh, I don't... The dogs in handbags, that really is ridiculous.
Absolutely. But there's one cafe there, you've probably seen it on television, that gives parties for dogs.
That does what?
It gives parties for
Michael.
dogs. It's been on television.
Yeah.
It's been on television. The funny thing is, we wanted some coffee. We couldn't get in a cafe for people sitting in the cafe with dogs on their laps.
That's ridiculous.
In Brighton, virtually everyone has a dog.
Hey, there's this new thing. There are 2 new types of cafe starting, and we should follow this story up, actually, Mark, because I did this ages ago, before you were the producer. Like, Michael, get this. In Birmingham, there are 2 different companies vying to open the first cat cafe, where it's cats walking around.
Oh.
And then there's another one that's opening up somewhere, an owl cafe, where they have, guess what? Owls in the cafe.
Oh, I don't know. Well, that's a bit different, isn't it?
It is. Michael, listen, I've got to move on because I'm running out of time. I want to get Stephen. Yes, Steve?
All right, Ian, how the devil are you?
I'm looking forward to lying down in my bed straight after this show, boss. But go on.
Right then, it's a dog.
Yes.
D-O-G.
Yep, well done. That's
It's a dog.
5 points.
Dogs have got 4 legs.
Correct.
Dogs are dogs.
He's
dogs
good.
should be kept outside.
What?
And on top of that, I've got a tortoise. Would it be okay if I take my tortoise into the shop?
Well, yes, of course it would.
No.
Well, of course it would.
It's an animal.
You would
Come on,
not get kicked out of Lidl or Nissa if you took a tortoise in there.
Yeah, I would look damn stupid if I had a lead walking my dog. Well, with my tortoise inside a little pushchair.
Yes.
But at the end, and the other thing, let's take it a little bit further.
Yeah.
People who allowed the dogs to lick their faces. Ugh, disgusting.
I'll
It's
give you
as
that.
bad
Yeah, that is
as-
bad. The thing about doggy people, and I'm considering becoming a doggy person, so I've got to bear this in mind. All doggy people's homes smell of dog. Now, they'll say that they don't, but they all smell of dog. You just get used to it.
Well, you're stretching it even further than me, but there is no way that dog should be allowed in
Oh,
the shop.
bar humbug, Steve, you grumpy bum.
Grumpy, you're not the first to call me grumpy.
Thank you, Steve. Oh, can I have a breather now, please?
Every night I'm there, I'm always there. She knows I'm there, and heaven knows. I hope she goes. I find it hard to realize that love was in her eyes. It's dying now. She knows I'm crying now. And every night I'm there, I break my heart to please Eloise. Eloise. You know I'm on my knees, yeah. I said, please, you're all I want, so hear my prayer, my prayer. My Eloise is like the stars that please the night, the sun that makes the day, that lights the way. And when that star goes by, I'll hold it in my hands and cry, her love is mine, my sun will shine. Every night I'm there, I break my heart to please Eloise. Eloise. I'd love to please her. I'd love to care. But she's not there. And when I find you, I'd be so kind, you'd want to stay. I know you'd stay.
That's it, guys. That's your lot. Back tomorrow at 10. If you want to email me between now and then, you can do. ian.lee@bbc.co.uk. Well, there we go. I think we are all going to march down to Tamworth after the show and demand that Dorothy's allowed to get her Jessie out wherever she wants. How's about them apples? Do stay tuned. Frank's is coming up in a bit.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Before that, though, let's get the travel. Here's Phil Peacock.
Traffic slow moving southbound on the M6 from junction 11 at Cannock towards junction 8 for the M5. Northbound, it's also congested from junction 11 through to junction 12 at Gailey. That's because of roadworks. Northbound on the A5 towards Tamworth in the M42 at junction 10. That's also congested because of roadworks there. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Iain Lee back tomorrow at 10 o'clock on BBC WM. We're in Tamworth already in the sunshine Friday afternoon, heading towards the weekend, and we're live at Drayton Manor Theme Park, one of the West Midlands' biggest tourist attractions. 1.5 million visitors a year. I think they're all here today, to be honest with you. Behind me, the Bounty pirate ship, the swinging pirate ship, plenty of people screaming. Apocalypse to my right. It's the world's first stand-up drop tower. We'll talk to quite a few of the people that are mingling around here at Drayton Manor. We've got all the usual ingredients, all the big news stories, the sports stories. We'll be at SW19 at Wimbledon, and we'll check in at the Test match, of course, as well. The 3 before 6 at around 5:45, 3 pieces of music, and they are all connected somehow or another. And we'll be talking to lottery winners from Tamworth who have just scooped close to £6 million on the lotto. Before that, let's get the main news at 4 o'clock with Philip Churn.
The first of an estimated 3,500 British holidaymakers have returned home from Tunisia after the Foreign Office warned that another terror attack there was highly likely. A plane with the first group arrived at Manchester Airport. It's 2 weeks since 38 people were shot dead on a beach by a gunman. These British tourists shared their thoughts as they prepared to take off from Tunisia.
The day of the shooting we arrived and we decided to stay and have 2 weeks holiday.
We didn't find it dangerous at all?
No.
The police were there and that's it, they've done their job.
It's a pity and we feel for the Tunisian people because it's their livelihood. You know, the hotel is now empty, but we have no choice. If we don't go home, the British government won't fly us home after Sunday. You stop at your own risk.
The film star Omar Sharif has died of a heart attack at the age of 83. Born in Egypt, Sharif had acted in about 25 local films before a part in the Hollywood blockbuster Lawrence of Arabia made him an international star. Perhaps his biggest success was in Dr. Zhivago, but he often admitted that his first love was bridge and that he had a gambling problem.
I've lost up to... I mean, it's obscene. I don't like to say that because I feel very guilty pronouncing such words. But huge amounts. I mean,